morning. This is going to be the Taurus reading. I hope everybody's had a great couple last weeks. I have learned the key to really having a good couple of weeks is to really be present and in the present moment. Really have gratitude and to really not overthink things. Acceptance. Accept things the way that they are. That's what I'm learning to do. Sorry, my stomach's growling. I'm going to get something to eat after I get done with these 2 videos. I've been trying to do 2 videos every morning. I've been dealing with some health issues, so my energy's been a little low. Sunday I was taking a bath and I was getting ready to come in here and start making videos. I was feeling good and I looked down and found a couple of spots, infected spots on one of my breasts. Me not being a doctor type, I haven't been to the doctor in like 3 years. I haven't had any medical testing done just because I'm just not a doctor person. In fact, my first reaction was I'm just going to put something on it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to play with this. So I'm being treated for an infection, and I go to the doctor this afternoon to follow up and to set up a mammogram. But this antibiotic has just made me sick. It's given me, I've even eaten with it. You know, I know you're supposed to eat with it, but it's given me an upset stomach. Heartburn. I was up last night with the worst esophagus pain just because I'm not used to taking medicines at all. Like, at all. It made me kind of woozy. But pain and discomfort in your body will teach you to be present because you're really, observant of your body. And that is the key to being present, is to really observe your body. So for that reason, I am thankful that the pain and discomfort taught me presence. We have the 6 of Cups reflection. And so basically this is about looking backwards. This is about looking back towards things that have happened in the past. Some regret. A lot of times we will sit and we're overanalyze why didn't I say this? Why didn't I do that? And these can become obsessive thoughts. Obsessive thoughts and overthinking comes from not enough presence. Basically, when you are focused on the past or the future, you are missing the forest from the trees. Because a lot of times we want to connect to something that we feel like is missing. It's a void. If I can just get this back, or if I can, in the future, so like you want to get something from the past back in the future. And you feel like, a lot of times we feel like, well, that will be what will finally make me happy. This big event that's going to finally make me happy. When the truth is, when you do that, you miss all the small things. All of the small things along the way. And you're not present enough. And a lot of times, even when we are trying to enjoy ourselves, we're still overthinking. We're still overthinking. I know my big thing was I wanted to take a picture and video record everything. I'd be out in nature, out there meditating, like, oh, wow, this is amazing. Then I'd pick up my phone and I'd start taking pictures and videos, and that takes away from the present moment. You're not being present. You're basically trying to record the moment so that you can look at it later. And once again, that's focused on the past, on the future. It's kind of like the past and the future. It's a real sneaky energy, because basically your ego is a very sneaky energy. It does not want you to be happy. It does not. So it's going to keep you focused on anything other than what is truly going to make you happy. So here you are out in nature and enjoying this, and I'd see something, be like, oh, I'm going to take a picture of it. So I can remember it, or so that I can go back and look at it, like in the future. So, and I'm not taking away from that because I do love taking nature pictures. But sometimes just practice being. You don't have to be doing things. Just practice being. And it's a very hard state to get to, but I'm about a week into it, and it's getting easier because after a while it will become second nature. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities that you don't like are also your own reflection. So basically, what I'm getting with this is, okay, you have a lot of blaming someone else for how you feel. Blaming someone else because, they were an asshole, they were a narcissist, they were all these things. A lot of times people, and most people, because we're all one consciousness, if you can resonate with the fact, and don't let me forget my point about blaming in the mirror, because I'll forget. And then like later on in the video, I'll be like, oh, that's it. But the thing is that you have to resonate with the fact that we are all one consciousness, everybody. And this was the hardest concept for me to grasp. But once you realize that we are segments and understand we're whole and complete, but we are parts, like almost like this puzzle that makes up the universe or source. We are pieces of it. Imagine this big puzzle, and every living thing, everything in every living thing in the universe is connected in this puzzle and forms a source. That's the reason why we are co-creative gods and goddesses in physical form. That's the reason why you can basically create any type of reality that you want. I've done it. I've seen it. I mean, I've seen all kinds of things. But what I was saying about the mirror is, since we are all one consciousness, people are our perfect mirrors. And so a lot of times if you admire, like this card said, if you admire somebody, that's because those are qualities that you possess. We are not our minds. We're not our bodies. So get away from the fact that you're thinking that your thoughts, don't you think that, whatever you think every day, that is you? That is not even you. The person that observes the thoughts. Step outside yourself and observe your thoughts. That is your soul. That is who you truly are. And so sometimes our soul will see, or, we will recognize the soul in someone else. But on the ego level, it looks like we can't stand this person for whatever reason, whatever the hell they're doing, we can't stand it. It's really a reflection of you. Think about how this person reflects qualities that you have denied about yourself. We have the Queen of the Ocean, Abundance. And so basically what I'm feeling like is that you have been showing a lot of gratitude. Gratitude is key. When you can be grateful in the present moment for what you have, don't think about what you don't have, but think about what you do have and be grateful for it. You will start aligning to more and more of it. And I feel like you are doing this and you're seeing it. And you're seeing the law of attraction at work. Understand the law of attraction is always at work. You don't have to do anything to make it work. It's always happening. So with that being said, you can actually see it. And I know I learned by doing, by experiencing, by seeing, because human beings have a hard time with faith because we want proof. Why do we have all these scientists trying to dig up stuff? We want proof. And, a lot of times we will want to know things out of our need to try to control, which illusions of control. We don't have control. The universe has control. Even we want to see things, even if it's not something we want to see. We just want to know about it. We want to control. We want to get out ahead of it. We don't want to be blindsided. But understand just the very fact, the very fear that something's going to happen, that you feel like you have to get out ahead of it. You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Guess what? Sure enough, you're going to align to that shit, because your thoughts create your reality. All of your thoughts. That's why I'm working on not thinking, which is really very hard to do, because when you think about not thinking, you're actually thinking. So what I have done is I have categorized my thought patterns. Okay, that's my obsessive thoughts. Okay, that's my anxiety. Okay, that is my fear of rejection playing out. And then every time it happens, I'm like, nope, I know what that is. And I'm trying to save my thinking for when it's really necessary. Because when you're thinking, you are not living. Because remember, I said you need to practice being and not doing. So all this time, imagine, you go through your whole life and you miss things. You miss little things that, are amazing and are beautiful, wonderful, little miracles all throughout the day, because guess what? You're not present. You're thinking about, man, when I get off work, I need to do this. I need to do that. Man, I got into that argument with that person. I should have said this. So let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So you have been trying to control, and understand it happens to the best of us. And I have said before, I feel like the energy has always been with my Taurus videos is that need for things to look a certain way. If they don't look a certain way, then I don't want it. But it is your need to have everything look perfect and look a certain way that's keeping your manifestations away. Whatever it is you're trying to manifest, if it comes in just a little bit, tell yourself you are grateful for it. And you know what? Accept it as it is now and watch it grow into something that's even more than you could ever imagine. Two of Pentacles options. So I feel like you've been presented with two options, and this could be the option to, I'm feeling very strongly it's the option to walk away or the option to stay in a situation, or how to handle it. A lot of times we try to figure out how we can break away from a situation. I need to get away from this situation. It's no good for me. It's no good for me. And so we try to think and strategize our way out of it, because of our fears. And understand you've got to be able to take your power back from people, because nobody, and I mean nobody, can make you feel one way or another. And you should never be scared of feelings. You should never be scared of what somebody can make you feel, because every feeling you've ever had in your whole life, guess where it came from? Inside of you. You created it. You created that feeling. Nobody else did. Now you've come to associate that feeling with that person. And that's because of attachment, because you need to detach from that person and the expectations around that person. Any type of expectations. A lot of times we're like, this person's going to hurt me. This person's going to leave me. They're going to abandon me. And whatever story you're telling yourself, guess what? It's true. Sacrifice, renunciation, offering, letting go. So we have two let go cards. Two. You are holding on for dear life to something. And some of it, for some of you, is animosity and bitterness. And the need to hold on to that because you feel like it protects you. You got this tough outer shell and it's going to protect you. But you also will always just have superficial experiences. You can never connect your soul that way. You will always be stuck in the ego, monkey mind, and that's it. And the ego does not want you to be happy. Why do you think that you're doing this now? Because the ego is trying to keep you away from being happy. You want to know why? Because once you get out of your mind and you really align to your soul, there's a bird outside my window. Yeah. It's really, really weird. But I'm sorry I got distracted because I hear birds outside my window all the time. I've never heard one sound like that. What was I saying? Jesus. The reason why the ego does not want you to be happy is because it fears death. because you are not your ego. Understand all of your thoughts, your thought patterns, your belief systems, everything that you believe to be true, everything you've been taught is all in your mind. Once you start releasing these things, you realize, I can't believe I thought that. Have I told a story about the pot roast? I told a story about the pot roast. I heard this story. I can't remember where I heard it at, but it really does fit because this man and this woman, husband and wife, every holiday or whenever, it was time to fix a roast, whenever people fix roast, she would always cut off both ends of the roast, like a couple inches of both ends of this roast, and she would throw it away. And the husband would ask her, he'd be like, why do you do that? Because this is how my mother taught me how to cook a roast. This is how you're supposed to cook a roast. So the husband wasn't satisfied with that. So the next time he was around his mother-in-law, he said, look, your daughter told me that you taught her how to cook a roast by cutting, 2 inches off each side of the roast. Is that true? She said, yep. That's the proper way to cook a roast. He was like, okay. So, fortunately enough, his wife's grandmother was still living. So he was able to ask her, he said, why is it that your daughter and your granddaughter cut off both ends of the roast? Did you teach them this? She said, yeah. She said, back in the day when, there was, the Depression or whatever, and people were, very poor. She said, I did not have a pan that my roast would fit in. So I had to do that to get it to fit in the pan. And so this tradition got passed down from generation to generation as if this was the proper way to cook a roast. Well, see, now that you see that it really was not about anything, and so you really have to start releasing, a lot of things that no longer resonate with you. You're like, why the hell do I do this? What? I know my mom did it, my dad did it, or whoever did it, but it doesn't resonate with me anymore. I'm going to release that. I'm going to start releasing thought patterns that no longer serve me. I'm going to start releasing behavior patterns that no longer serve me. And as you do that, you'll align more and more to your soul. And your ego does not like that, because we have the moon card, and the moon is all about illusions. And the ego creates illusions for you to see because of your thoughts. Your fears create your thoughts, and your thoughts create your reality, and then you believe them, and then you're all upset, and then you're in this big whirlwind of, oh my God, I manifested my worst possible fear. How the hell did I do that? It's an illusion. And the reason why I say it's an illusion is because we are divine beings having human experiences first and foremost. And if you can resonate with the fact that whatever is happening today is perfect, accept it no matter what it is. Be like, you know what, I'm not going to resist this situation. It's perfect just as it is. That's when you can shift to a different timeline, a higher vibrational timeline. You can create a new reality. I'm in a real meditative state right now. I've been meditating all morning, just connecting and just getting downloads of information. I'm very connected to my soul right now, and I can't even describe what that feels like. And how did I do that? Through meditation and presence and being mindful of my thoughts. Nope, I'm not going to think about that today. Nope, go away, I don't believe you. The Wizard, Rune King, Wise One, Counselor. This is the true spiritual journey. I had to release all kinds of shit that because when I first started spiritually awakening, as a result of, my twin flame catalyst, I learned so much shit that wasn't true. And I joined all these groups, and I had all these motherfuckers running around with like crystals on their, I don't understand, listen, please, I'm not taking away from that. But all these motherfuckers running around with sage crystals on their forehead, like this. And, moon cycles and phases, and and I'm not taking away from those things. But that is all metaphysics. In fact, you can go to a metaphysics store and buy all that shit. Even tarot readings. This is metaphysics. This is not true spirituality. This is almost like pop spirituality. It's metaphysics. Do I believe in it? Yes. But it is not true spirituality. True spirituality is aligning to your soul. Knowing who you are and who you aren't. Being and becoming that third party observer. And stop letting your thoughts run havoc on your life. Knight of Cups proposals. And I am going to get a clarifier for this card. That one kind of came out of left field. Okay, I'm getting for some of you that you have been offered a proposal of love, of a relationship, possibly marriage. Because we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And so not only do we have two let go cards, but we have retreat. Let go from the world. Really kind of pull your energy in. And another message that I'm getting with this is possibly disconnect from social media for a while. Stop worrying about what other people think. A lot of times we want to announce our love affair to the whole world. Oh, we're going to go public. We're going to tell the whole world. We want everybody to know. For what? I mean, I can understand, wanting to share with family and a few close friends. But a lot of times we do this because, and sometimes we do it for our ecstasy. See, I'm happy now. I found somebody. Be very careful with this energy because people see through that. It's not always all about show. You don't always have to tell everything. You don't always have to show everything. The message that's coming through is to be more private. Be more private. Because when you are more private, you're practicing being and not doing. So definitely enjoy the moment. Don't overanalyze it. There's a lot of fears coming up in this reading. And it could be that you want somebody to give you this proposal. You want somebody to come towards you and be like, I want you, I need you, I want to come in and complete you. Because this is what we want. We want that one big event. What's that one big event that we want? Something like this. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life, and I'll finally be happy. And the whole time you're waiting on this, you're waiting. You have not enjoyed life while you were getting there. That message is coming through. Do not wait on this big event to come through to fulfill you. Start enjoying life now, the little things. Page of Pentacles, opportunity. This is just another opportunity for growth. Always look at the opportunity for growth. Accept what's happening right now. Just like, I was saying, I was in that emergency room kind of freaking out, like, oh my God, what's going on with me? All these thoughts were going through my head, like Zen went out the damn window for a while that I've been working on. I was like, fuck that. I was in it. Man, I should have got these mammograms. Oh my God, what's going to happen to my pets? What's, like all these things start going through my head, and, I was like, no. Whatever's happening right now is happening for my highest good. The universe does not make mistakes. And you know what? I'm not my body. I'm not my body. Nobody is their body. This is just my dwelling place for my soul right now. If I would go out and get hit by a car tomorrow, my soul would return to source. It would return to wherever souls that have no bodies go to. I don't know yet. That far advanced. I would still continue to exist because I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my life situations. I'm not my body. And you know what? So for that reason, I was really grateful for the experience because I was like, you know what? I finally learned Zen. Maybe that's what this was for. Growth. It was an opportunity for more growth. Angel of Strength. So, we have Opportunity, Page of Pentacles, followed by Angel of Strength. Think about how everything that you've been through has formed you, and it has made you stronger. It has made you the person that you are. It's given you strength. Aren't you so much more stronger for it? But you know how you would be so much stronger? Is to release the past and to forgive people, not for you, not for them, but for you, so that you can take your power back. Okay, because imagine a scenario. You have somebody that you just can't stand. They've done some shit to you in the past. Maybe you work with an ex. Every time you see them, you just want to smack the shit out of their ass. Like seriously, they did some shit to you and you just can't stand them. You're like, God, I got to see this person all the time. And so every time you see them, guess what happens? You lose your peace. You lose your tranquility. You lose your happiness to them because you have given them that much power over you. Take your power back. Forgive them. Tell yourself this was just another opportunity for growth. For growth, I learned from it. I'm better for it. For that, I should really even be thankful to the person. I should be grateful to them. I'm going to stop hating them. I'm going to stop letting them ruin my life and take my power back. That's the message I got with that card. But do make sure if you are posting, or if you are bragging about friends, or if you're in that whole see me energy, like see me, that it is not for the ex. I have this theory. My theory has always been that I feel like whenever you see somebody doing that, oh, this is the new love of my life, and I'm just so happy, and woo, woo, woo. That is for the ex. And the new person can see through that. They feel something's off. Your focus isn't on them. They feel used, so make sure you're not doing that. And that goes for other areas of your life too. Even if you're out here trying to, like learning to enjoy life, like by not thinking, by not obsessing, by being more present. Don't show it off. For what? Who are you trying to convince that you're happy? Dearest you, pump up the music, bang the drums, get on up, and start that hustle towards your goals and dreams. There are times to be still, but this is not one of them. Now's the time to make that first move, say yes to life, pick up the phone, make that decision, and take that one step towards the gods or us. Expect a cascade of changes, good news, and opportunities. Opportunity to show up as if by magic. Well, we know it's really spirit and all of us moving things around for your benefit. The point is that we're saying go for it. Take positive action towards your dreams. Even if the outcome isn't an exact fit for your agenda, it might look different. It will all be orchestrated by spirit and arrive in divine appropriate timing. Don't you just love how it all works? We love you so much. Wow, that's amazing. Well, if you guys would like to have a personal reading, they're $30 right now, and I will include my email in the description of the video. Thank you so much for watching.